Number 9, Mitch Hess, is in the backfield with him. And we're going to have a timeout by Lake Orion. 9:38 left here in the first quarter, no score. We will remind you that DVD copies can be purchased by calling ONTV at 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. For only $10, you can get a copy of not only this game, but any game or program in our broadcast vault. That's DVD copies at 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. Chris, so far, Romeo's moved the ball, but it's been mostly on penalties against the Dragons.
Yeah, a couple penalties. Obviously, Lake Orion comes in just giving up or averaging a little under 5 penalties a game. So, yeah, a little early in the game. I mean, I don't know if it's playoff jitters or first-round jitters, pre-district jitters, whatever you want to call it, but uncharacteristic of the Lake Orion Dragons.
Twins to each side, single back. Hurley throws over the middle, incomplete. Intended for number 88, Mitch Passetti, and we have a late flag. Looked like there may have been a little extracurricular after the play was blown dead.
Matt Kraus coming hard off the top edge.
Personal foul against the Dragons. You just stopped him on 3rd down, and you give him a first.
You can see Matt Kraus, number 44, coming off the edge and crossing route to number 88, Passetti, incomplete, but late hit on the quarterback, and as a result, 15 yards of the first down for the Bulldogs.
I don't even know if that was on the quarterback. That may have been on one of the receivers after the play was over. So another first down for Romeo. Ball's at the 30 or the 23-yard line, end around by Passetti, and ball's on the ground. A bunch of green shirts are on it. Who are they calling? Dragon football. Football recovered by number 50, Brad Check, who's been huge all series.
Yeah, great series. They run that little jet sweep to Passetti for coming from right to left. And looks like he's got the edge. Shadiah, number 33, on the edge is blocked right there. Casey comes in. Ball's knocked out by Wiggins. Can't tell who picked it up. Check picks it up. First down, Lake Orion. Nice job. It's the 8th turnover, 8th fumble Lake Orion has forced this season.
Connor Grant brings him out of quarterbacks. Kind of a bunch look. Connor under center, 2 backs in the backfield. I couldn't see who grabbed.
Zach Arnold.
Zach Arnold on the run. Should have brought my binoculars tonight.
Zach Arnold, a little handoff to the outside and just runs hard as he always does for about 5. Call it 6.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Ball's on the 19-yard line. Bunch to the left. Ball's on the ground. Who's calling? Romeo's waving their way. And they recover the ball. You're right, Chris. Call this playoff jitters, whatever you will. It has not been clean play in the first 4 minutes.
Dragons
of
try to
the
run
game.
the zone, the sweep to the outside zone to the right, to left side, excuse me. I don't know if it was a matter of backfield flow or the exchange or the quarterback center exchange, but bottom line, it's turnover Lake Orion. That's their 8th turnover fumble on the season.
Ball's on the 16-yard line. Great field position for Romeo. They come out twins to the left. 1 wide out and a slot receiver, single back in the backfield. Hurley rolling to his right. Got pressure. throws, incomplete.
Tell you what, Matt Krause is doing a great job of coming off the edge, really providing some quality pressure. That time Krause comes inside on B-gap blitz. Hurley's rolling out, and Hurley had nothing. Tries to throw a little comeback route, threw it low, incomplete. But Krause doing a nice job finding penetration and putting the pressure on Hurley.
Yeah, intended for number 5, Davis, and he was actually sitting down when he tried to make the catch. So 2nd and 10, empty backfield. Hurley complete. And up to about the 10-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down. Ball completed to, is that number 21, Alex?
Just a little hitch route. Just a little
number
hitch.
23, Alec Hanser.
A little hitch route to number 23. Hanser caught 2 touchdowns in the year.
He stays in the backfield, now comes out in a slot left. 3rd and 4 for Romeo. Hurley up the middle, got pressure, down he goes at the 10. No gain, it'll bring up 4th down.
Sophomore lineman Justin Cathers on the stop. So it's a situation where your Lake Orion turns the ball over deep in their own territory. Defensively does a nice job of forcing a 4th down decision by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Romeo comes in for the field goal. Number 10, Andrew Benning. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 7:15. Oops, they haven't stopped the clock. They're going to reset the clock, probably back to 7:15 left here in the first. Romeo takes an early 3-0 lead. I'm sure there's going to be some quick defensive adjustments made, and mostly it's got to be kids, keep your heads in the game, keep it cool. Don't shoot yourselves in the foot.
That's one of the things we talked about at the tail end of the game last week with Coach Bell is the resiliency of this team, and you know, despite the fact that there's been times throughout the season where Lake Orion's been down early on in games and continue to work, continue to fight, continue to stay on top. They did that last week against Oak Park. They did that against Clarkston 2 weeks ago, even though the result wasn't what they wanted. You know, they were down 28-14 at one time, came back 28-28. So the resiliency of this football team, as young as it at least is on the defensive side of the football, is such that you know, a 3-0 lead is not going to deter them.
Chris Lee drops back deep for the Dragons with Corey Esther and number 13, Jalen Wiggins. And number 10, Andrew Benning, will kick off for Romeo. Referee blows the whistle. Little pooch kick taken by one of the upbacks, and he's brought down about the 30-yard line. That was taken by number, is that number 20 or 34?
Drew Casey.
Yeah. So Dragons take over 1st and 10, just over the 30-yard line. 7:10 left here in the first. I know the Dragons want to get something established offensively. How's your system? Is it working tonight?
Yes, sir.
Dragons come out, double slot left. Toss back, and they go nowhere. Toss back to number 24, Chris Lee, and he was stopped right in his tracks.
Yeah, number 6, Jake Architowski came in off the edge, just comes in, tries to blow up that toss, and certainly does just that. He's their 3rd leading tackler on the season, 56 tackles, and Architowski did a nice job of making the play.
Yeah, Dom Giovinazzo just whiffed on a block. So 2nd down and 14. Esther goes in motion right, throws back to Giovinazzo. He's got some running room. He's up close to the 40, close to a first down. That's showing confidence. Give him the ball right back.
Yeah, just a little screen pass. Just a little screen pass to Giovinazzo. Connor allows the defense, the front four, to come upfield after the Coriester fake. Come upfield, he's got the time, dumps it off. Dom does a nice job cutting back inside and leading his block of Nick Sally downfield for close to a first down.
Dragons coming up in a hurry up, full house backfield. Matt Kraus gets the ball and he goes nowhere. Maybe a half a yard, but that's all. And they did not get the first down. So it's going to be 4th and 1 from the 40.
Tell you what, can't say I've seen that this year. Matt Kraus gets stuck for little to no loss.
He got stuffed.
Big decision early on.
Connor brings him up. Full house backfield, double tights.
Do you try to draw him off sides here? You've already used one timeout.
And now they're going to use another. Timeout, Dragons. 5:11 left here in the first quarter with Romeo holding a 3-0 lead. Okay, Coach Pritching, what do you do?
Well, you know what? You've got a wind coming in your face from, again, on your TV screen from left to right. So the ability, you know, if it's me, which it's not, obviously, but if it's me, I play the field position game. I don't want to force a turnover. You saw what happened the last time. I don't want to force a turnover on downs where I'm at on the 40. I never, at least most times, never want to give my opponent a short field to work with. And in this case, if it were me, I'd be putting the ball away.
And they're going to go for it.
That's why I don't make those decisions. Yes.
That's why we're up here and they're down there.
You know, that being said, what is it saying? As an offense, it's showing, you know what? Coach Bell's got confidence in his football team,
yes,
in his offense to move the football. And Lake Orion has traditionally run the ball really well out of this formation.
4th down and 1. Chris Lee got the first down and more. Close to midfield.
You know what, and guys like that, you can afford to do that.
Yeah, he got the ball. Once the corner was sealed, he turned the Jets on, got another 10 yards.
Absolutely. When you got a kid like Chris Lee averaging 8.7 yards a carry, you want to give him the football.
Ball's in.
Nice job with Kraus. Nice job with Giovinazzo on the edge, securing the edge for Chris Lee for a first down.
Ball's in Romeo territory on their 48. Connor, handoff to Zach Arnold, going right.
Fumble again.
It's just
Fumble
over.
again.
Fumble again. And recovered by Romeo. Oh, my goodness. One thing that has always been preached is ball security, ball security. And you give the ball right back to him after a big first down.
This time they're on the same play to the right-hand side of that full house backfield. Just a student body right, if you will. All right, and Zach, number 2, comes in from the secondary spot. Brandon Lebiota, their leading tackler, comes in and forces a fumble. Bulldogs take over just outside the 50-yard line.
As a running back, once you see that pressure come at you, you got to rock the ball up with both hands. He had that ball stuck way out. Somebody stuck an arm in and got rid of it. Hurley back to throw. Throws a little inside screen. And he's got running room, number 88, Facchetti, and he's well into Dragon territory down to the 30-yard line. 22-yard gain.
Yeah, Passetti's one of their go-to guys. He's their leading receiver for the Bulldogs. He's caught 29 balls coming into the night. Just a little under screen, a bubble screen. He goes out wide to his right, comes back underneath on a little under screen. And he's got a seam up the far sideline.
So 1st and 10 for Romeo. Got a flag. And they're going to call Lake Orion for a neutral zone infraction. So that'll give them a free 5.
So we're 7 minutes, 20 seconds into the game. Lake Orion penalties and 2 turnovers. Those aren't the...
That's not Lake Orion football.
It's not. It's not the recipe for any winning football.
So 1st and 5. Romeo comes out in a trips right. Single back in the backfield. Hurley in the shotgun. Drops, throws, intercepted. Intercepted and brought back to the 30-yard line. Is that Connor Grant?
Connor Grant. The inside receiver, I don't think ever looks back, and Connor Grant does a nice job from his linebacker spot, dropping into the curl hook zone, and Hurley throws it right to him. Never turned around until Sabat never turned around until he got past the 20-yard line. Grant standing right there in the passing lane. Hey, great decision to put Connor Grant back in at linebacker. Gets the ball back for the Dragons.
1st and 10 for the Dragons from the 30. Single back in the backfield, double wide, double slot. Esther in motion right. Ball goes up the middle to Dom Giovinazzo. Gets maybe 2 yards. Bring up 2nd and 8.
The big number 99 for the Bulldogs, Blake Williams, in on the stop. Kid you're going to see both offensively and defensively play well for them.
Josh Bay split wide left. Esther in motion. Toss back to Zach Arnold. And he stood up and goes nowhere. He's going to lose 7 yards.
The reason that play happened is number 2, Brandon Lebiota, came from his secondary spot and set the edge right there. Wham, forcing Lee back inside for number 44, Nate Connor, to clean up. Connor's their 2nd leading tackler for the Bulldogs.
And there was just a host of white shirts there to meet him. So 3rd down and 14 to go from the 26. Grant back to pass, looks, throws, overthrows. Chris Lee looking for a flag, not going to get it. Number 2, Charlie Roth, kind of stood still and Lee ran into him.
That's Lebiota there.
Is that Lebiota? Oh, yeah, Lebiota, number 2, I'm sorry.
Connor's got time. Steps up in the pocket, throws the ball over the middle on the post, but Lebiota just kind of stands there at his safety spot, and ball just a little thrown.
Chris Lee goes to reach for it and just can't get past him. So Schenzer into punt. 88, Passetti back deep for Romeo. Nice high kick. Drives him back to the 25, ball still rolling inside the 15, down to the 10-yard line. What a kick. 64 yards on the kick. Into the wind.
That's going to help your average, huh?
That'll help your average.
That's where you play the field position game. I mean, you just... Luckily, Lake Orion was able to take it, or defensively were able to take advantage of and do a nice job of stopping after that Lake Orion turnover. Well done.
So 1st and 10 for Romeo from the 10. 3:05 left here in the 1st quarter. Hurley in the shotgun. Throws out to the left. Got a receiver. He's got open field. We have a flag down. Passetti down to the 30, to the 20. Brought down by Drew Casey. We'll check out the flag.
It's got to be a hole on the near wide receiver.
Yeah, they're waving back toward Romeo. Holding Romeo. That's dodging a bullet.
Well, that's what sprung him. I mean, if they don't hold, you know, Passetti doesn't run down field for 50-plus yards. It's just a little bubble screen that they ran. And number 23 on the edge, Alec Hanser, is the one who they ultimately made the call on.
And, you know, between Lake Orion and Romeo, you do see a lot of similarities. Both of them like to go to the outside, get the edge sealed, give your receiver or your running back room to get outside and room to run. So that backs them up down to the 9. They call it 1st and 12. That's going to be called incomplete. Intended for Passetti.
That's a big time fill by number 12, Kyle Bell.
Kyle Bell was right